Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies. Let me put the banner. Now I forgot something. All right, man. We're here just a little bit earlier than usual because I'm sure everybody is anticipating to see what happens on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw tonight is going to be first hour commercial free, and one Mr. Randy Orton will be on there. Another one who will be on there is also the return of, oh yes, you know who. But let me go ahead and bring in my tag team partner. He is the one that broke down the fourth wall from the LA Times, one Mr. Pablo.
Yes, sir, man. We are live.
Oh, man. Oh, Paul.
Yeah. Like they say, hell's froze over, huh?
Oh, man. Oh, we'll get to the picture of him and Triple H being all buddies and stuff.
I know. Crazy.
First of all, man, did you watch Survivor Series live?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Live. Okay. Very, very, very good.
Yeah. As did I, man. As did I. Paul, Survivor Series started off with the women's War Games match, which, you know, I thought that was probably the right way to go. You don't want to have both of those matches back to back. You want to, you know, give it a chance to breathe, right?
Right.
And since there's only 5 matches, there's not a lot of time to breathe, man. If you're gonna have it second or third or anything like that. What's up, Esa Benny from the Box State? What's your thoughts on the first match, on the women's War Game match? Did anything stick out to you? Do you like the War Game match itself?
You know what, man? This pay-per-view made me a believer, man. This was a great pay-per-view. I mean, to me, the women's match was better than the man's match to me. And I like them both. I like them both, but my gosh, the Japanese wrestlers hit it out the park, man.
Yeah.
They did phenomenal. The Queen Charlotte obviously did phenomenal. Jumping off the top of the cage backwards and her knee landing on the champion's forehead.
Yeah.
And then, but my gosh, that one where Kairi Sane, was it Kairi Sane with the trash can from the top?
Oh, Io Sky, man.
Io Sky.
Yeah.
What about that, bro? That blew me away, bro. I was like, oh my gosh, but the women hit it out the park, bro.
Paul, that's gotta be scary doing it from that height, but if you put that trash can over you, you're blind.
Right.
You can't see.
You're counting on the people under. Wow. We were just amazed. I was watching it with my wife. We were just stunned. We're like, oh my gosh. And not only that, bro, Charlotte doing it, man, she almost landed on her feet, bro. It's just like, dude, you ain't no spring chicken, dude. You're 37 years old. Wow, you're putting your body in damage. I mean, in danger, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, from that height. And you're right. Her what was it? Her right knee hit Io Sky like right on the forehead. And my sons and I were watching. I'm like, ooh, who knows, she might have gotten a concussion or something,
Right,
I
right,
was like,
man.
that
But
was
wow.
yeah, that was pretty hard. And Charlotte, she's not a small girl.
No,
She's not a
no.
small girl. She's a pretty big girl, man. Um, I agree with you, Paul. I actually liked it better than the men's match. The men's match had 10 total. This one had 8 total. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the results. I mean, what stood out to me, Paul, was the same thing. Charlotte's move and Io Sky. Io Sky is probably a little bit more just because the fact that, man, you're jumping blind, like that's scary as heck, man.
Yeah.
Paul, the faces won. The baby
Yes.
faces won. Essa Benny, please, guys.
It's too early, huh? It's too early.
It's too early. The baby faces won. I think we both picked Damage Control.
Yes.
But I'm not mad at the result because it does make sense. Because if you recognize who's the one that got pinned, Paul?
Exactly.
Bailey.
Yes.
So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, if you would look, like, if you ever rewatched the match, I haven't rewatched it yet. Bailey was doing a lot of the saves. She did a lot of the saves, and for them to come and Bailey, the one to be pinned, the supposed leader, man, we all know where it's going. It's going to kick Bailey out, supposedly out it. But that's what they say about the main event too. So we'll see. When will what happen? We don't know. Even rumors that WWE's working to get Sasha back, to team with Bailey, to kind of be her savior. So yeah, interesting. And I got to give it up to the women. Like I said, the men Japanese wrestlers, bro, when they come over, they don't do nothing. America's not into them, right? But the women are knocking it out the park, man. They could wrestle. Jeez. But let me say one thing. Let me say one thing before.
Okay,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, isn't Shinsuke pretty big? Isn't he pretty over? Not with me personally, but isn't he over?
He's just, people just like to laugh at him, bro. When he came out, it was hilarious. He's hilarious, and we'll get to him soon because he might be having a feud with someone. But one thing that was said after the match, which is total BS, bro, is Triple H. Did you see the press conference?
I did. I was watching some of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When he was talking about the women's match, one of the first things he said was, oh my gosh, what Shotzi? That Shotzi proved tonight that she belongs with the elite. And I was like, dude, where the heck do you get? I didn't get that. I didn't get that from the match, dude. I don't remember Shotzi a whole lot other than getting hit in the face with the trash can. Man, I think he's doing propaganda to try to get, to try to push her up. So no one asked the question. Like, she's the odd shoe, she's the one that didn't fit. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, man, you're 100% right. Look, I wasn't feeling her being part of this match. I'm still not feeling her after this match. Paul, she is like, no, she's not in that league. And personally, if you want to bring somebody up a little bit, how about Mia Yim, who they changed her name to like Meechim or something? She can actually wrestle. The thing about Shotzi, I don't think she's that good of a wrestler.
Right.
Okay, now, am I into her character? No, not really. But even then, Paul, her wrestling ability is not really there. Take somebody like Carmella, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carmella is not that good of a wrestler, but at least her character shines a little bit.
Yes.
it doesn't shine so much where, oh man, she's gonna be the top dog, but at least at least her character shines. Her in-ring ability, not so much, but her
Right.
character does. Where Shotzi, nothing shines. Paul, her in-ring ability is not that good. Her character is just not shining. There's really nothing going on with Shotzi for me, man.
Agreed. Agreed.
So she was just thrown in the mix for I don't know what. I don't know why.
Yeah, and her mic skills are horrible too. Her mic skills are horrendous. But Mia Yim, man, that would have been a great one right there. I didn't even think about that one. That would have been pretty phenomenal. That would have been a chance to bring her up and put her in that league, bro.
Yeah,
It's been a great one.
I agree because she can actually wrestle. Maybe she needs to brush up on her mic skills and maybe her character a little bit more, but she can actually truly wrestle, and she would have been able to do some cool things in there, man. And
Yeah, and it's not Mia Yim's fault that she's been put in a faction that nobody cares about. It's not her
Right.
fault. She has to do with what she got. If she had been put in this situation, I think she would have shined. She definitely shines a lot more to Shotzi, and no hate on Shotzi. It's just that character they got for her is not working.
what's more horrible, her hair or her mic skills?
Mic skills.
Well, if she had the green hair,
There you go.
I thought the green hair was a little bit flashy. I thought it was a little bit more decent. What she's rocking with now, I'm kind of like, just again, no hate on Shotzi, no hate on her. I'm just gonna be real. I just don't care.
Yeah, and the way they're dressing her, like I said before, they're trying to dress her like mommy or Essa Benny. It just does not, bro. Just does not work. She has kind of, and don't get me wrong, dude. I'm no one to talk, dude. I'm a big old guy, big old slob, but dude, she has the chicken legs, dude. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Oh man, I Paul, do you think she gets a pretty big shot sometime soon?
Who?
She gets a shot at the title, Shotzi.
Yes.
So do
Only
I.
because Triple H said that, man. He's been giving all the new people a shot every pay-per-view. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what do you think's gonna happen with this story now? Bailey got pinned. What do you think happens? Does it happen right away? Does she get the boot right away? What do they turn on her physically in the ring?
It's
What
gonna, we're not gonna know, I think, till after tonight to see how far in they are, because it all depends. They can't do the same storyline with Damian Priest story and then this story. They can't do it at the same time. So unless they do it at the same time, and maybe she joins a faction with Damian, I don't know. I don't know about Damian. I know he's kind of over now, but I don't know how he's going to do as a babyface. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, whoever's looking forward to Shotzi getting a shot at the big times, well, there you go. But yeah, no, man, it's gonna be very short lived because she's not over at all, man. But look, great match, and yeah, I think they do turn on Bailey. Yeah, I would say tonight, man. I would say tonight. They come out to the ring, and she's the one that got pinned. She's the one that lost. So yeah, I would say now is the time to do it. They do to her what Judgment Day did to Edge.
Ooh, man, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy. It's going to be interesting.
yeah. Pablo, we move on to the second match. It was the Intercontinental Championship, the most prestigious title in all of wrestling history, in my opinion, the IC strap. Gunther versus The Miz. I was waiting for this match. This was the match that I had the most invested in, man. Talk to me on what did you see in this match?
Yeah, this is just me personally. I was looking for more in the match. Gunther, whatever people say, he's a great wrestler. Miz is a great wrestler that tells a character. I don't know that they mesh very well in the ring, man. It was a good match. Miz had his spots. He had his points. Low blows and that's right, low blows and almost getting over, man. And then, but I was about to text you, like when I saw Gunther come in the ring, I was gonna text you like, oh no, I take back my call that Miz is gonna win. It just didn't feel, dude. It just didn't feel right, man. Didn't feel right, man. I wish they would have given Miz a chance. It would have been great. But overall, I would give the fight a 3 out of 5. And Gunther reigns supreme, man. And what about the way he finished the fight? He used Chris Jericho's move, right?
Yeah, the walls of Jericho with the knee on the back. It was a Boston Crab, and then Miz was about to grab the rope. Gunther pulls away, turns it into walls of Jericho, putting the knee on Miz's back, and Miz, that was it. He tapped out.
Shoot, could that be a hint? Why would they do that, man?
Yeah, because Jericho is what, 9-time Intercontinental Champion?
Right.
Yeah, that's a Benny the Walls of Gunther. Look, as this match was going on, okay, so I was really rooting for the Miz. I was really rooting for the Miz. But once I saw that he low blowed Gunther, and then Corey Graves is like, he didn't get it on. He didn't get it on. And then Miz just kind of lines up and kicks him right in between, like he's kicking a soccer ball.
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is it. Paul, I didn't care that he cheated. That was fine with me. I'm like, cool. Yeah, kick him around the balls, man, and get the victory. And then when he pins him, it's like 1, 2. Oh, he kicked out right there, Paul, right there. I said, it's over.
Yep.
It's over. The time that was the time. That's not gonna happen again. It's over. Gunther's winning. And when he got him in the Boston Crab, I was like, is he gonna tap? Okay, yeah, maybe. And then I see him getting close to the rope, and I'm like, okay, good, it's not over. Until he pulls away from the rope, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be over. And what's your thoughts, Paul, on having Gunther win by submission?
Wow. Over the Miz, man. It kind of blows our hope. But I was a little disappointed in the way Miz tapped. He was like a little like, you know what I mean? Like, he should have been like hitting the floor, like, like, I mean, it was, I don't know. I didn't like the tap. Oh, man. Overall, a little disappointed, but I figured it out pretty early in the match that this is not going to be a title change. And it scares me. What you told me the other day, it sticks in my mind that they might have one of his minions take the title from him. Sheesh.
If that happens, please, Paul, please put me on suicide watch, man, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to handle that, man. But I think that's the way they're going. I think that's the way they're going. But
maybe
it was a good match. I mean, for what it was supposed to be, it was a good match. Look, none of these guys are like super high flyers or anything like that. The Miz, to me, he's just a good overall around wrestler, man.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of the, high flying top turnbuckle tricks with this guy or anything like that, but he's just a good, entertaining wrestler, man. In-ring performer, definitely.
That's it. That's what you said. Entertaining. He tells a story and he tells a story in the ring. Gunther just goes in there and dominates. That's why I don't think he'll ever be a good face.
Oh, okay. One thing that I liked, is that a lot of the slaps to the chest, man, were happening by the Miz. That I did like. Instead of Gunther, I'm like, okay, is Gunther really gonna be doing this to the Miz? I'm not really sure if Miz will really allow that, man, to just get his chest torn apart. But I'm glad we saw something different at least, Because for the most part, that's all Gunther does. That's all he does, man. All he does is slap you in the chest.
And those
Just
big
like
kicks, the big kicks.
these night chops just over and over and over. And then starts getting uncomfortable. It's like, hey, man, come on. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah, he has a real confident presence in the ring, and his big kicks, those big kicks that he does, man, they look pretty devastating. But other than that, yeah.
Nah, I like Miz's kicks.
Hey, Miz is great, man. I was hoping it would have been refreshing. I was hoping for a whole new Raw today, which it is, but in a different way.
Right. Yeah, man. So where do you think Miz goes from here? Do you think this storyline continues at all, or what happens with both of these guys?
I think it's over, bro. I think it's over, and they're gonna move on to something else tonight. I think it's the way Miz lost is like they didn't leave it to he won him fair and square, man. What could you say? His minions weren't even out there. So what could you say, man? It's over.
Yeah, but where do you think Miz goes from here? I mean, I guess maybe the story is not really Miz so much. Miz, they can do just anything and everything with the Miz. He could just keep on hosting Miz TV, whatever. But what does Gunther go from here? Who goes after Gunther? Who goes after the IC strap? Is it gonna be one of his little punk ass minions?
I think you know what? There's so many ways this could be going. Drew McIntyre is involved with the Judgment Day. I would like to say Drew comes and gets it, man. But that might not be right. Who do you say? Who do you think?
Hey, Benny, the big splash from Gunther sucks, man. Come on, man. His splash from the top turnbuckle is like, what the exactly, Benny? Like, what the F? Like, what the heck is that, man? I don't know, Paul. I don't know. Is it possible that somebody like Randy Orton goes after it?
Possibly.
Or is Randy Orton going to go straight for the title? Is he going to go straight for the top? Is he? I don't know, man. Could it be one of these guys? I mean, how much longer are they all going to be beefing with Judgment Day? Can it be that Cody Rhodes goes after it? Main event Jey Uso, one of these guys? Do they have to keep on beefing with the Judgment Day every single week? Does one of them, cross paths with Gunther and one of them go after it? I mean, remember, they are gonna dethrone the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. So
yeah,
it could be one of these top dogs. Paul, can it?
Yeah. Man, it in the Vince McMahon days, I would say yeah, but I don't think so. I think they're gonna have one of these young bucks do it, man. These young bucks do it. Try to build them up, the little engine that could. And then also, it's interesting. Did you see when they interviewed Gunther about Gunther? Do you want to be a 2-title champion? And Gunther basically said that his eye is not on that now. That's not in the ticket. That he has to go on, continuing his streak and whatever. So that was kind of an interesting remark. Like he didn't let the crowd even come in that he's going after that title. It's interesting because Gunther's character would go after that title.
Right.
But I would like to see somehow somebody come at him, man, whether it be a Damian Priest, somebody. They have to give Damian a title, man. This can't be for nothing. They can't kick him out of the Judgment Day and he fail at his cash in. Maybe he don't go after Seth, but he goes after this. Man, they got so much talent right now, bro. This is my one complaint, Cholo. Okay, I know we're talking about Gunther right now, but look at their roster right now, dude. They got Seth Rollins, Cody, Randy, CM Punk, the Judgment Day, Mommy, Charlotte. Who else do they got? Becky. I mean, I could go on and on. Roman, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Paul. They got so much talent right now. It's almost going to look a little bit like back in the day. But when you look at what they're doing on Raw, the kind of matches they're putting on, it's like, dude, what are you doing, dude? It's like they're making like Bronson Reed versus Ivar, Tegan Knox and Natalia versus Piper Nevins and Chelsea Green. They like make the most boring Raw, and they have the deepest bullpen, bro. I don't get it. I do not
Wow.
get it. So, but back to Gunther, man. I don't know who, and I don't know when they're going to take the title off. But the Rumble's coming. Then the road to WrestleMania. So they're going to start probably something soon. I think this is the turning point where they're going to start shining what their plans are.
Okay. Okay. What's up, James Ortega? You know what, Paul? You brought up something very, very interesting there. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is expecting Damian Priest to cash in for the Intercontinental Championship. That would be something. That would be completely out of left field.
Yeah, it would be a way to build them if they really want to build them. That would be awesome. That would be awesome without killing them, because man, don't turn them into Austin Theory, please. Austin Theory really went down, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, he did, man. He did. Paul, we move on to Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. And like we said, like we predicted, it was a good match, good luchador match. None of these guys are really stars, but I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I mean Santos is definitely a good bad guy. He has the fans hating him, which is good. Anytime you turn on Rey Mysterio, you're going to get hated. Dragon Lee, man, like they said, Rey Mysterio called him the future of lucha. I think he has a good future. I think he needs to change his dress up a really quick, get rid of the Speedos, put on some shorts, dress more like Ray. He has a little ways to go, man. So it's interesting that Santos got the pickup. I wonder if he's going to be feuding with Carlito or where this is going. The Royal Rumble's coming. I'm sure he's going to be in there. Oh, and by the way, going back a minute, Gunther says he may be in the Royal Rumble too. That's what he said at the post-fight press conference.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't call him Pablo Escobar.
Oh yeah. Hey, no one's talking about the return, Daniel. You're right. The return of R-Truth.
Yeah, that's the big return, man. That's a huge return. I mean, that's what Triple H said in the post conference. It was like,
man.
hey, let's talk about the big return, R-Truth.
They need to let that guy out, rap in the crowd and stuff some more, man.
Something, right? They need to just let him loose, man. He's definitely a man of the people.
Yes.
Yeah. Is he the future of lucha? I don't know. I think people just try to have some small guy with a mask and say, hey, that's the next Rey Mysterio. I know they're trying to do that with like Kalisto, and maybe Dragon Lee can be something similar. And I think he is. I think he's a really good wrestler, really good in-ring performer. Do you see him getting over like that though, Paul?
He can, bro. I think he can. Maybe not as big as Ray, but he definitely can talk on the mic. Like I said before, his passion, it shows through, man. He can, like I said, he just needs how would you say, change his little style, man. But if they get him in a good, not right now, they need to build him up a while, right? But by this time next year, man, if they do it right, he could be coming up. He could be a really, really good competitor and really up there, man, to A- player, maybe. Because Rey Mysterio, has a year and a half, maybe 2 left? They need to build up some other lucha guys. But we got Santos Escobar. I know he's not your favorite, not my favorite, but man, he's doing an okay job, man. He's getting the raza out there, so we should be proud of that in a sense.
Yeah. I think he's playing a pretty good heel, so I do kind of like him in that. Were you a little upset that there was no Carlito, no Ray?
Of course, man. But this in a way, I guess it's good because that leads Santos to shine alone. But if Carlito would have been out there, it would have been focus on Carlito. We'd be talking about that today and what's next. So they're kind of keeping a lot of stuff, close to the chest on what's going to happen next. So Santos, he could go, man, and let's hope he shines as a bad guy, man. It would be dope for him to somehow team up a little with Dominic, something like that. That would be kind of neat.
You know what? And I can see that. I can. He even actually mentioned Dominic, saying like, he was right all along and everything.
Yep.
So no, he's doing a good job, man, playing a heel. I like it, man. So I think this is gonna build him up. How much does it build him up? That I don't know. I don't see him ever being, one of the top dogs, but I can see him being a dog, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
So as far as Dragon Lee, I don't know. Where do you think the story goes from here? Now that this match is pushed aside, do you think Dragon Lee becomes LWO? Do you think what happens when Carlito comes back? Who does Santos Escobar start beefing it with now? Like, what is this story going now?
Man, I would think Carlito, man. Carlito is gonna get his get backs, He's a big old steroid guy, bro. He has to come back. He didn't hurt him that bad, right? So it has to be Carlito going up to the Royal Rumble, So we'll see.
Okay. All right. And Dragon Lee, he just goes back down to NXT or something?
Nah, man. Well, yeah, he could, but I think he'll be around doing little matches with Butch and all them, all those matches that nobody cares about.
Okay. Paul, we had Mommy get in there against Zoe Stark.
Right.
And both you and I, well, we didn't want to spend a lot of time on this match. I was just kind of like, goodness gracious. Like, I don't believe this. This is not pay-per-view, especially one of the big four. I just want to go ahead and say this and give credit where credit is due. To me, is Zoe Stark over? No, she's not. Did she put on a good match? Yeah. Yeah, I thought she did, man. I want to, tip my cap to her and say, like, hey, she put on a good match. Never, ever, ever, ever once did she ever have me believe, though, that she was going to get the victory.
Oh, yeah.
So she did put on a good match. So I'll give her that, Paul, but how say you?
Yeah, she could definitely go. Do you remember when she battled with Becky?
Yes.
A while back? She's definitely could go. But I just don't ever see her in the top spot. I don't see her as a main player. Excuse me, the dog's barking in the background. Yeah, I don't see her as a main player, but she's definitely a great competitor, man. So I could see her, being part of a tag team. I don't know that she'll ever hold the big strap. It might go through her hands one day, but man, yeah, great match. What could you say about her? You can't say nothing wrong. For us, it wasn't that we hated her. It's that we were like, of all the matches you could make, this is the one you choose. That's more what it was. So yeah, Mommy came out victorious, of course. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens next with Mommy tonight.
Yeah, that's a match to have on a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown, not to have on a pay-per-view. There was really no build to that, man. You want to have nobody ever believed that Zoe Stark could get over on Mommy. Like, come on, man. Have Nia Jax, have Raquel Rodriguez, have one of these other, bigger women, man, that pose a threat, that can physically stand up to Mommy. But against Zoe Stark, you could have that match. You could have had it tonight. Yep. But no, look, she put on a good match. Mommy comes out with the victory, of course. And I just thought, like, to me, it was just a filler. I was just like, okay, cool. But hey, Zoe Stark, she definitely put on a pretty good match. I was entertained.
Yeah, and it keeps and Mommy, she don't fight a whole lot. So to see her come out, and for her it was probably a warm-up match. But like they say, Triple H handed Zoe Stark an opportunity. She took it and she did good. She did good, man. Did the same thing she did with Becky. She proved that she could go, that she belongs in the WWE, that she belongs with their name buzzing around. She does, bro. Who could take that from her?
Paul, who is on the level right now that can dethrone Mommy?
Only, I would say only the top three, man. Becky, Charlotte, and Bianca.
Okay.
And I would say Naya, but it seems like a lot of people are against her because her reputation to hurt people. You know, I could see Naya getting it, man. That she would be a good heel, but beating Mommy, no. Whoever beats Mommy is gonna have to be a face. I don't think they're gonna let her lose to another heel. So, man, it would be interesting. I think we could see Bianca get it back.
Okay.
But, I don't know if Mommy's gonna hold it all the way till WrestleMania, but I know that Bianca wants to face Charlotte at WrestleMania. That's a fact. So how do they get there? I don't know.
Okay. So not Shotzi, huh?
No, gosh. Oh man, the way it's going, we might see Shotzi in there, bro. Hey, have they ever? And this is my ignorance. Have they ever had a women's intercontinental championship or something like that? Have they ever?
No, not that I know of, man. And I've been saying, get rid of the tag team titles. It's not working. The tag team women's division is just not working. And bring in some mid-card championships.
That would be kind of dope, man. They got a deep enough roster where that could happen now.
Yeah.
They could use that to build up some people.
Yeah, definitely, man. They can go ahead and start making some of those matches and have something else to aim for instead of just one strap, you know?
Yep, I agree.
Paul, we move on to the main event, the men's War Games match. Everybody comes out. They get in the little holding cell, except for Randy Orton, which, Paul, I thought that was the right move.
Yep.
I thought it was the right move. It's like, nah, don't have Randy Orton come out and then just stand there, right? Like, they just let it marinate.
Yes.
And then have him come out. But Paul, what did you see in this match?
Man, I saw a great match. Man, a great match. It seemed like they wanted to highlight JD McDonough a little bit. He did get beat up quite a lot. Everybody coming out the way I'll get to Randy in a second. But man, this is it's a neat thing. It's kind of like Civil War, you know. You go in there one at a time, they come out, they fight, and then as soon as everybody's in there, the match starts, man. I thought overall it was a classic match. It was great. I thought it was pretty. The dumbest part was when who was it? Damian and Drew McIntyre did those choke slams. That was kind of like bunk. That was, that was kind of bunk. They waited a little too long to do that. Didn't seem genuine. But it was neat when Randy did his thing where he slams everybody's face into the mat off the rope with their feet on the rope. Wow, bro. I mean, but man, when Randy came out, steroids y todo, bro. He came out massive, huh? He was massive. He was Drew McIntyre size. He came out. It was incredible. The crowd went wild, man. Randy comes in, and he's going to go in there. He starts attacking people and beating everyone up. And then what we were talking about, man, he goes at Jey Uso, you know? He goes at Jey Uso, and that was neat. It never transpired, but it was interesting. He's like, I didn't forget, I didn't forget. And the Viper never forgets.
Yeah, man. I'm with you, Paul. What's up, Richard? He looked huge.
Yep.
He looked really big, man. And I was just like, damn, okay, he really beefed up. But yeah, it was a really good match. JD McDonough did a couple of cool spots, man. Good for that kid, right? It's his time. This is a time for him to shine and try to get a little recognition. And I thought he did. I thought he did a couple of good moves where I was just like, oh man, okay, this guy is actually, because I just kind of forgot that this dude's around. But no, man, I thought he did some pretty good cool spots. The RKO from the top of the cage. That was cool, but I'm gonna go ahead and agree with what you said earlier, Paul. The women's match was better.
Yeah.
It was just better. This one was good. I know everybody was waiting for Randy Orton, and that was cool that he came out. Did he look a little slow to you? Did he look like he had a little ring rust? Did he look like he's just back in action? How did he look to you?
Yeah, he's definitely. Well, he had the fusion back surgery. He's a little more straight than usual. He was a little more up and straight than usual. Usually he's pretty flexible. So, yeah, he definitely looked like, but that could be just because of his bulk, man. Yeah, but, man, wrestling is a better place when Randy's around, bro. It just shows you the excitement he brings, bro. Like, seeing that guy live, like, people don't know how over he is. And, yeah, I agree with you. He definitely looked different, but I do have one complaint in the match. And usually me, you, and Esabeni, we give Dominic Mysterio, much applause, how great he's done doing wrestling and this and that. I don't think Dominic did that good, man. I don't know if you remember when he came in the ring and he ran around and started hitting people. Those punches look like little like hamsters, like you know what I mean? Like he went around like everybody didn't even feel that he was punching them. They weren't selling it. And so I have that little complaint. That was my only complaint during the match. But Dominic ended up getting beat down anyway, and the fans loved it. And yeah, but man, overall, man, I give the match probably a 4 out of 5, and it was definitely, to me, it was better than last year's. Last year's was great too, though. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Benny. Randy looked a little stiff, man. He did. He looked a little stiff.
Back surgery, bro. Maybe his back don't bend the way it used to,
Right. Yeah. I was a little concerned because I heard that he's somewhat limited, that he can't do everything, that he'll never be the same
right
again. So that kind of concerns me a little bit, Paul. I'm not really sure what to expect from Randy from here on now. What should we expect from him?
Oh man, the moon, dude. If Triple H lets him go, I don't know if you've seen when he I don't know if it was on air. No, it wasn't on air. It was off air with people filming with their cell phones. He went up and down both sides and shook everyone's hand coming down, going back to the dressing room. He went to the sides where Edge always runs to the sides and everything. He signed autographs. He shook everyone's thing. And then at the end of that, he started telling people 10 more years, like holding out his hands like wide open. 10 more years, 10 more years. So I guess he wants to be around for a while, man. Triple H has a lot of stuff he could do with Randy, man. I would like to see Randy go after the belt with Seth. I'm sure you've seen Seth Rollins. You've seen the footage of him flipping off what's his name?
We'll
get to that. But I would like to see Randy get one more shot at the belt, maybe take out Gunther. He is so huge right now. I think it was Wrestling Observer today was talking already. CM Punk and Randy Orton are the top sellers. Like they took over. They took over Seth. I mean, they took over Cody. They took over Roman. So,
Oh man, just don't take over my boy LA Knight. Yeah. Dang it. All right. So, before we get to CM Punk, Paul, Randy, before he came down, Mommy comes out.
Yes.
With the Senor Money in the Bank briefcase.
Right.
Which mine should be getting here soon.
It still hasn't got there.
No,
Jeez.
man. Okay, I ordered it, and then it said, "Yeah, not to expect it to like the beginning of December." Like, what the flying f, man? But believe me, when I get it, oh, it's getting cashed in.
Yeah. Esa Benny, you got 100% right there. Triple H, don't let Randy become a Cena porfas. Exactly.
I don't think Randy will allow it. I don't think Randy will allow for himself to become a complete pathetic loser the way Cena has. Like, I don't think so, man.
Or Brock.
Oh man,
They don't care, bro. As long as they get paid the millions, they don't care, bro. They'll lose. But Randy, man, Randy has a legacy, man, and I hope he don't.
Yeah, he's got a legacy, man. Come on, Randy. What was your thoughts, Paul? What was your thoughts when Mommy was coming down with the Senor Money in the Bank briefcase?
I thought for a second it's gonna happen. Because I think it's time for Seth to drop it. We're going too long with this, bro. There's so many bigger names in Seth there now, and he shouldn't be the champion no more. So I thought for a second it was gonna happen, and then when the referee took it and Mommy wasn't holding it no more, and the ref asked Damien, I thought Damien like ruined his cash in. But then the announcers, the ring announcers, whoever they are, they said no, it didn't count. So it still goes on. But it was exciting for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, my son was like, "Oh, I don't like this. I still wasn't believing it. I'm like, I don't think they get cashed in. Something's gonna happen.
Right.
I don't think they get cashed in. But Paul, man, let's talk about
before you go to CM Punk.
Yes.
Again, just notice who got pinned. They didn't pin JD McDonough and Damien. So wow. For a reason. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the same reason that Bailey got pinned, right? Exactly.
Yeah. So, but I think Damien, you know what, man? I think Damien has served his purpose. I think he's over enough where he's a little bit more relevant. Now, I don't want to paint the picture that, hey, man, this guy's a huge star now. No, but before Judgment Day, nobody cared about him. Now, I think he's a little bit of a bigger star. I think he could kind of branch off on his own a little bit. And
I agree.
As you said, you don't know how he'll do as a babyface. He doesn't have to be, a little kid superhero, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, babyface. It could be just kind of like a badass, a Randy Orton kind of badass face or something like that.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. So, we'll see, man. Do you think they turn on him?
Definite. It's coming. Definitely by the Royal Rumble. Yeah. They have, I think Bailey's more like they're going to do it sooner. But we'll find out tonight, man. We're going to get some hints tonight. If it doesn't happen tonight, we're going to get some hints.
I agree. I think the turn on Bailey's coming a heck of a lot sooner than on Damian Priest. I completely agree. Yes.
Can't trust those wrestlers from Japan, bro.
Pablo, everything's over. The copyright is it's printed on the screen, and I'm like, oh, that's over. And then the song Cult of Personality comes on. He comes walking out, and the place goes crazy. Pablo, your thoughts?
Insane. I was like so happy, bro. I was just like, man, like I said before, bro, the reason I'm happy is because, man, all these guys that have been around for years, even the Hulk Hogan's, let's bring them back, bro, because, man, let us relive those memories, bro. And he came out, the place, it was like, dude, I can't think of anybody that's been that, like, it's been that exciting that came out. except since like the Hulk Hogan days, you know. You
Mm.
know, people would get excited when the glass breaks, when Austin comes out. Ah, but this was like, oh my gosh, this is insane, right? And somebody was saying today, like when what's his name? That guy from the Dodgers that hit that against Oakland, he hit that home run.
Oh, yeah. Kirk Gibson.
Kirk Gibson. When Kirk Gibson hit that home run, like that's how excited the people were. Like just whoa, like excited. And like love the hire guy or hate the guy, dude. It's here. Triple H, I gotta give him props for being a forgiving guy in that post press conference. He said that he's not the same guy, and Triple H is not the same guy, so they forgave each other. The picture from hell came, and man, I got to give him credit, but I don't give him credit that he did it out of the goodness of his heart. Triple H, I did it credit because they're in a war with AEW, and lately all the guys from AEW, all those big guys, Osprey, the Young Bucks, they've been re-signing with AEW. So this was one that Triple H could get up and over and say, we got the biggest fish in the pond. And a good business move. It's going to be tonight when he comes out, it's going to be insane. And unfortunately for Randy, he got overshadowed. And before I throw it back to you, and I know you don't like the guy, but I will say this. How big and huge the dude is right now. Can you imagine him versus a tribal chief at WrestleMania? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine how much that would sell? I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, and by the
Okay.
way, he would lose at WrestleMania because nobody's beating the chief.
Oh man, like Cody Rhodes said, business first. What's up, Spider? Okay, I predicted that he wasn't gonna show up, right?
Yeah.
But a few weeks ago, I remember saying that, hey, WWE might bring him in temporarily, no long-term
Right.
contract, maybe for a year, because eventually it's going to be cancerous. But is it good for business? Yeah, it is for the short term. Definitely. You got to bring him in if you get the chance to bring him in. Now, for everybody who's this super duper huge over the hill CM Punk fan, man, I don't get you. I don't understand you. But I thought it was again, it's business.
Yeah. Hey,
Why?
I was
Okay,
curious.
but let me go ahead and throw this out there, Paul. Why bring him in like that? Why? There's no match. There's nothing going on. The match is over. You just had Randy Orton come. Why bring him in like that? Why not bring him in at the Royal Rumble? Why not bring him in? Well, I don't know, Paul. It seemed a little bit off on how they brought him in. Like he didn't run up on anybody. It's not like what? Okay, how about tonight? Seth freaking Rollins is there in the middle of the ring, talking masa on the mic, and then out comes CM Punk.
Right.
Something like that. Like the fact that it happened the way it happened, it's like, okay, Survivor Series is over. He's not going to go in the ring. He's just coming out just to say what's up to the fans, while everybody who just had this grueling match is still in the ring. Like that's the part I didn't really get too much.
Right. Well, it's Chicago. That's why. And I think another thing, dude, Triple H, dude, he knows what he's doing. He knows the game, bro. He knows that this is going to be huge. And wow. But you know what I think is going to happen? As far as I think, okay, I don't know if you remember, I've been telling you, Shinsuke Nakamura has been saying stuff about like throwing in CM Punk's quotes when he talks. He's been up there talking about someone. So I think they're going to put him in a little for a couple of months. They're going to let him fight Shinsuke. They're not going to let him go straight for the title, I don't believe. I think Seth Rollins might be reserved for WrestleMania or something, but I think it's going to be Shinsuke versus him for a while. I think that's a way of letting him in slow to see if this guy doesn't blow it And yeah,
Yeah, I could see that. Basically, use Shinsuke as a jobber.
which he is. Which he is, and it's a way of getting him in slowly because they can't put him in the title picture right away. You know,
Does
what's
he?
that say? What's that say if they put him in the title picture right away, right? It says that, oh, AEW guy came over and beat our guy like that, you know? No. So let him beat up Shinsuke, then once he's really WWE, then hey. And what about Triple H saying, hey, he's home?
Right. Yeah, he's home. Yeah. Paul, does he ever become champion?
Man, if he should. He should.
Dang it.
He should. Yeah, he should. He's not going to take Roman's belt, I'll tell you that. But I tell you right now, this is what's just on our little podcast. I think from now on, I think he's going to be selling out Roman, and I do think he's bigger than Cody. You know, he's definitely bigger than Cody. So Cody's not going to be the number one kind of person no more. Let's see what they do with them, man. If Triple H lets him fly, you know, let's see what they do. How much trust they put in the guy.
Okay. I don't get it, Paul. What is so great about CM Punk?
Yeah, he was.
I don't get it.
You know what? MJF is a wannabe Punk. You know, he was the original.
I think MJF is better.
You think so?
Yes, definitely.
I don't think
definitely.
So. I don't think so. I don't think so. I look at their, like, when he was in AEW and MJF and him would go after it. MJF was flustered a few times when Punk would tell him, dude, you know, tell him stuff. But I love, if you go back, I remember when CM Punk said, oh man, this company's going to be so much better when Vince McMahon dies. Oh man.
No. MJF is better to me. Look, LA Knight is better. This, to me, this is just for me personally. Okay,
yeah.
For business, this was a great move for business. For me personally, this is horrible because this guy is going to be all over the main events. He's going to be all over. I want this guy just to go away.
Yeah, but see, you were never really a fan of his. Just like some people never really liked Cena, you never really liked him. But as you can see, the arena Saturday, man, that was just like the memories.
Telling
Triple H, him fighting Triple H, and just Triple H just putting him down, and him fighting against the boss.
Okay, you know? Let me ask you this, Paul. Do you think people are really fans of his, or the fact that the big bosses don't like him and they're just like, yeah, because we hate the big bosses?
Well, definitely back then they were fans of him. You know, he was just like an Austin, you know, anti-boss. But man, hey, by the way, and I think a little bit of both. Okay. And I think there's probably a third of the fans that are just excited when something happens, you know. Probably a third of those fans are just like, they have no idea how he wrestles, what he did, you know what I mean? A third of those fans are just excited because they heard the buzz, just like when Cody came. Cody never did nothing great, right? Like superstardom when he was in the WWE before.
Right.
That we could say, wow. But when he came back, it was just the excitement and it carried on. The same thing with CM Punk. A lot of people don't know what he did, how he wrestles. It's just the excitement, man. You know,
the guy sucks.
No, man.
He sucks, man.
Hey, man.
I don't get it, but oh well.
You gotta give him a just like Triple H said, fresh slate. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. But I just hope that he don't come in and be a jobber. And other thing I was thinking, I'm glad he came in now rather than like the Ultimate Warrior did at the end of his life. I'm glad they made up now rather than later. You know, and that's what I was thinking. I'm glad it happened now and not when, you know, CM Punk's 70 or about to die and then they put him in the Hall of Fame. So I like having him here, and let's see what happens, man. Who he's going to go at it with. I think Shinsuke. Let's see who's Randy going to go at it with. It should be interesting.
All right, man. And we will leave it right there as Monday Night Raw.
Hey,
starts.
really quick. I got to
Yes,
ask you a question really quick
What's
before we
up?
go. You were watching with your sons?
Yeah.
How did they respond to Randy and CM Punk?
They're not that big a fan. They really love Randy. They're not huge fans of CM Punk,
Uh-huh.
but they think the same thing. Like, it's good for business.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
he's
let's see what
popular and
happens.
stuff.
Let's see what
Yeah.
happens, man. Hopefully he proves everybody wrong that he's not the cancer, you know?
Right.
But, yeah, man. But good talking.
God, he's such a goodness gracious. All right, man. That is Pablo from the LA Times.
CM Punk.
Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. We'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Screw CM Punk.